Hello, everyone, here playing Farming Simulator 22 on the 36X Spring Creek map here, and we are almost finished here with the corn harvest here. We started, was that like 3 episodes ago, I think, here? Like I said, almost done of it, and we might even finish it here this episode. We'll have to find out. We're like really close to being done, except this combine apparently quit here. Okay, what happened here? Of course, what's going on? I assume that's probably the problem there. Looks like the combine quit as well, so let's get you started back up here. Oh, we got one combine that's a couple of rows behind. Okay, apparently not a whole lot behind though, so it's not too bad. This grain cart driver still going? No, of course he's not either. Why? Yeah, why would you be going? You just you quit as well. No, of course. Anyway, like I said, almost done with this field oven. Pretty sure we'll probably finish it here this episode. I've not started. So last episode we started plowing here. Obviously, we generated a... Wait, did I do this off camera? Did I do this on camera or off camera? I think I did this off camera generating the course play course, didn't I? I've got 2 headlands on this course play course. Wanted to see how long it would take to generate. It was still a little long, but definitely way, way better than it has been, everyone. Curious to see what it's like with combines, too, if that'll be a little quicker or not. The only thing I can probably do to make this quicker would be to close this in. I would think that would help as well. We'll see once we might do that yet as well. I'm waiting for the harvest to finish though before I actually start this and go any further on that. I'm also recording this episode pretty much back to back here with last episode due to some appointments I have. Well, it'll be tomorrow here as far as real life time goes, Evan. Probably won't have time to record an episode here tomorrow, so I'm recording 2 of them here today. So that's why not quite as much work got done here between episodes as I normally would. To let you folks know on that. These episodes, so last episode and this episode are almost recorded back to back. With that being said, Evan, we're going to work on hopefully getting some crops planted here. Mentioned that here at last episode. We got a little bit of work to do here yet before we can get that done, though. Just my personal preference, Evan. I don't like planting on plowed ground because, well, it's not very realistic if you ask me. So we got some cultivating that needs to be done here. So we're going to grab another tractor here. Oh, we got the big heavy disc there, don't we? Oh, what do you folks think? Can we pull that with a T8? Probably a little much for a T8, to be honest. But other options, we buy another tractor. Which, I mean, buying tractors, why not, right? We'll see if the T8 will pull it here first before we buy another one. Oh, we got 2 T8s here. I think they're both the same, right? Pretty sure they're both identical here at this point, so it doesn't really matter which one we grab. And it's not like we'll need these planters here at the moment either. We'll probably be running one of the drills here, planting either wheat or barley. And as far as wheat and barley are concerned, Evan, I figured we'd probably plant the big field here in one of them. I'm not sure which one yet, but and when I say the big field, I'm talking field 383, by the way. So we'll probably run the cultivator. Actually, you know what? I guess, you know what? Nothing really stopping us from straight up planting, is there, everyone? I mean, we could just straight up plant this field. Like, why not, right? Actually, you know what? There's one thing I did want to do. And we can do this with a cultivator. I did want to straighten out the one edge of the field. So maybe we'll do that here in a minute. Can't exactly do that with a planter, right, everyone? So, and I don't know if there's anything else we want to straighten out on the field or not. But definitely want to straighten out the front edge. More than likely in real life, Evan, it looks like there's probably space for electric poles. Or, okay, here's a question for everyone watching. Are they electric poles? Or are they telephone poles? I know a lot of people usually like to call them telephone poles, but back in the day when that probably was true, it probably was more of a telephone pole than it was an electric pole, maybe. But obviously nowadays, Evan, I don't know very many telephone lines that are ran on the poles anymore. Most of your telephone lines that I know of are usually buried in the ground. That is not the field we want. Wait a minute, that field needs to be harvested yet. We got to go to the next field here. Usually, the poles you see nowadays, Evan, are all like electric poles, right? The poles have electric on them. I'm not entirely sure what happened here. I'm not, like, some of that is planted here. Like, what in the world? How did that happen? I have no idea. If I remember, I'm going to have to try to harvest that. I mean, not like a little extra free crop on the other side of the road, right? I think we'll probably do it. We'll probably just run the cultivator along this edge. We'll get this edge straight. I see no reason to cultivate the rest of this field, everyone. If we were to plow it, everyone, that would be one thing. Plowing would give us a benefit here in the game. like no weeds, but just to run the cultivator across it, it does technically still have a benefit of one. If you run the cultivator, I think it reduces your weed amount by a certain percentage or something like that. It's not obviously complete though, so like why, right? Unless you're gonna plow, it really doesn't make sense to do anything else. Okay, let's turn that on here. Should allow us to create a field here. Yes, it does. Excellent. Like I said, I just want to smooth this out. Again, just trying to make the course play generation that happens on this field here, and all the fields for that matter, be a little bit quicker and smoother. Again, I don't know if you folks here are playing on this map or not, but for those of you that are joining me and playing on this map here, you've probably found that out as well, I'd imagine. I guess it depends what part of the map you're farming, obviously, but yeah, the course play generation on some of these fields is definitely brutal. Which, I mean, yeah, if you look at the shape of some of these fields, that's probably quite understandable. Obviously not using a GPS for this. I don't know if that would matter or not. I'm like, does courseplay care if the edge of the field is like perfectly straight as far as your polar, northeast, southwest goes? Or does it just care that the edge is relatively straight? Doesn't really matter maybe what, straight to what per se, but just that it's not looking like this, right? And by the way, for those of you wondering, yes, I am using a cultivator here to create a field. I am running the mod that allows you to use a cultivator to create a field. So there is, for those of you maybe not familiar with that, there is a mod out there that allows you to use a cultivator for creating fields as well, in addition to plows, of course. Plows, that's a built-in feature to the game, but cultivators, you do need a mod to enable that feature. Okay, there we go. Let's turn that back off. Again, is there anything else we want to smooth out? Oh, you know what? I did mention maybe doing something with that up there. We could do something with that in a minute, I suppose. Why not, right? It looks much more jagged from here than it does actually on the map. Like, if I look at it on here, I mean, it looks like it's fairly straight, but looking at it here, it definitely does not look as straight as it does on the map. I guess I can't really see on the map. I'm just wondering, like, is it a wet spot there? What's the reason for this missing spot here? Can't really tell from the map, can I? Oh, well. Let's see. Wait, do I want to head all the way to the opposite? That'd be a lot of plowing even if I go all the way to over there. Oh, do we want to go that far? Or do we want to just kind of aim for... I was thinking maybe aiming for right there. One kind of looked like a good spot to me, but... And we'll come back and plow that, or cultivate technically, right? We are actually cultivating here, so... Or disking, per se. With that being said, I noticed I would consider this to be like a heavy disc here, one. This looks like it does more like a stubble tillage here. Not really, in my opinion, the correct type of tillage for this tool, the way the mod author has it set up, but... Well, I'm not the mod author, so I'm not the one that programmed this one. As far as I'm concerned, it's not probably correct, but whatever. Okay, like I said, a much smoother edge there. Again, I don't know. Maybe you folks watching, if anyone happens to know, like, is it better, like, okay, we got it smooth. Is that good? Or is it better, like, if we're actually, like, perfectly straight? I'm not sure of it. I really don't know the answer to that one. So, obviously not something I've taken the time to really test as far as course play is concerned with course generation. Usually not a problem I have to worry about, right? Like, you generate your course play course, you click the button, you know, a second later you get your course. Not the case with this map here. When, you know, again, you're sometimes sitting here waiting for a few minutes. Now, as I mentioned there last episode, generating the course for harvesting the cornfield, Evan, that course took probably, I don't know, 15 minutes, Evan, to 20 minutes. It took a long time to generate that course, Evan. Now, of course, I was not nice to myself with that. I tried to get 2 headlands, and we were successful, by the way. I actually got 2 headlands with that field. So running 2 headlands. If you want to speed up your course play generation, Evan, reduce the number of headlands. That's usually the biggest thing that'll make a difference. Now, I did have island bypass and stuff like that turned off, so that should have, you know, made a difference, but still. Anything else we want to do on this field here? Just got to make sure we turn off the island bypass when you generate, otherwise the generation will fail. That is a given. Course play will not generate any island bypasses here for this field, for those who wondered. Wonder why. Can't imagine. We're still working on harvesting yet. Looks like the one combine might be almost done, because I see some harvested over here, but then, oh, I wondered if he went to that, like, corner. Now he's working his way back. That might be what happened. Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure we'll probably finish harvesting here this episode. It'll be real close anyway. And again, nice thing about using course play for the 7. Course play typically will wrap everything up for you. It's one of the things I really like about that. When course play's done, it will unload the combines, usually. It will then unload all the grain carts, usually. You kind of have to make note of that, because sometimes course play doesn't do such a great job, but, you know. And then, of course, once that's all done, I'm just got to have the trucks unload, which they are on auto drive, so you can just tell auto drive to go, you know, drive the route, and it should unload them as well. And then we have one more field to harvest here. We'll probably get that started next episode of, and that will be the sunflower field there. That is the last field to harvest. And then, like I said, we got some planting to wrap up here. Again, planting here a field 383. That might be the only field we'll plant. We'll see one second. Actually, speaking of planting, you know what? We got 2 New Holland T8 435s. Wonder how well these tractors will pull the drills. Maybe we swap our planting tractors around and put them on the drills. I'll have to think about that. We'll see how this pulls. I'm going to give that a try, I think, everyone. And then we can run 2 drills on field 383. I think that field's big enough for that one. I don't know about you folks, but yeah, this field's definitely big enough. Speaking of bigger fields, I mentioned last episode, maybe, you know, maybe a bigger field yet. Maybe. Just maybe. We'll see how much it costs, everyone. Like, how much, like, if we want to buy that. Okay, it is clicking on it, just it's not highlighting. Problems of, you know, playing on a massive map like this. Having stuff just doesn't seem to work quite properly sometimes. Again, I don't know if that's an issue the mod author just hasn't done something correctly, or is it completely an issue with the size of the map? Like, this map is so big that the game just, stuff just starts breaking, right? Now, speaking of drills, we only have, for some reason, I was now thinking we had 2 drills. We only got the 1, don't we? Well, then. Drop that off. And see how well this tractor does at pulling this drill. And we've got, what, 400? How much horsepower does this tractor have here? Medium tractors. Nope, large tractors. Large tractors. There, nope. T8. Is that the one? Yeah, I think that's the one. We have, well, just, okay, I was thinking there's more maybe. About 435. That is what it is, huh? Okay. That's probably the boost number, too, if I had to guess, usually. So rated horsepower, I'm not sure what that would be. Unless they don't have, like, a boost on these tractors. Something manufacturers seem to like to do nowadays with the tractors there. You get your rated horsepower, and then you get go into like computer terminology. Get your overclocking horsepower, right? And kind of like with overclocking, you probably can't overclock all the time. The tractor also can't, run at that overclocked horsepower all the time either. Okay, let's switch this over to wheat. Sure, that's good. Doesn't really matter to me if you're planting wheat or barley. I'm just one of the crops, right? I don't know about you folks. I've always thought it seems like barley pays more than wheat, but that's probably more of a figment of my imagination than anything. Most of the crops in the game basically pay about the same. Yield obviously differs versus the price. So you get a higher paying crop. Take soybeans, for example. You get a much, much lower yield. Okay, let's get that folded out here. And while that's full now, let's maybe go see how our combines are doing here. Nope, there we go. Hope everything's looking good over here yet. Yeah, I guess so. We're still running, aren't we? I'm in the tractor. Yep. I don't know, folks. Sometimes I've just got to do that. Like I've got to go get like a straight top-down view just so I can, like, what vehicle am I in here? What's going on here? You're running. Oh, are you actually done? Ooh. Okay, cool. I believe that combine is actually done. Now he's waiting to unload yet from the looks of it. That grain cart is doing things. I don't know. Speaking of unloading, by the way, how are we looking over here? Everything good? I keep having to turn this tractor on, Evan. I didn't have... I had the issue of it, but I didn't have as much of an issue with this on field 383 here. Just like I had the tractor parked right over here. He would shut off occasionally, but usually he stayed running. On this field oven, he is constantly shutting off. Like, every time I've come over here, I've had to turn him back on. I don't know what is up with that one. And, like, I've never been that far. Like, I've been over here. I'm over here. I come back and he's off. I don't know if he'll be off in this case or not, but... No. What did I say, Evan? What? He's off already. Wow. Okay, I know I mentioned this a lot, Evan, but come on now. We got manual ignition. It is turned on, Evan. Why is my tractor turning off? I don't know. I do not understand that one. Sorry. Brain, no compute. Like, manual ignition. Tractor should stay on, right? No. Giants. We shut tractor off anyway. Again, I know I mentioned this a lot. It's just... Randy's brain does not compute this level of stupidity. Brain, no compute. Oh, well, anyway. Back to harvesting. Obviously don't have much for comments to read here this episode of it. I think there might be one comment maybe, but again, recording this right after last episode of it, so other than maybe the comments I didn't quite get to here from last episode, obviously there's no new comments here to read yet. Which, as a reminder again, always enjoy reading all you folks' comments, so don't forget to throw some comments down below. And I do my best to respond to as many as I can as well. Also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Very much appreciated. And, of course, if you like the video, give her the old thumbs up there. And don't forget, too, if you like to catch yourself some more RDAllen content, you can follow me on the rest of my social media platforms down below. Links, of course, are in the description there. And as far as video content goes, you can find me over on Twitch, RDAllen on Twitch. That is where you can find the live streams. The live streams are typically of the multiplayer content, although we do occasionally live stream on here as well. So if you want even more Spring Creek content, like I said, make sure you follow myself over on Twitch. And or if you'd like to support the channel, you can always subscribe as well. Speaking of supporting the channel, I don't mention this very often, but you can also join, is it membership? I forget what they call this over on YouTube here again. I forget what they call the membership here. I know a few years ago when I used to have a few members on my channel, unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties on YouTube's side, I mean, this is nothing my fault, but YouTube shut off my whole membership thing. Long story short, something went wrong. It wasn't anything I did wrong. Something went wrong on YouTube's side of things. So I lost all my members. Oh, there's a couple other things that went wrong too. Oh, yeah. All the ads on my videos got turned off. Like every single video had its ad turned off. I'm like, so I literally had to go through every single video and turn the ads back on. I know. Sorry, folks. For those of you that don't want to watch the ads, but the ads do pay for the content. So, of course, if you don't want to watch the ads, there's, of course, YouTube Premium. I don't think joining the channel actually really does anything. So, I don't think that gives you any fewer ads, unfortunately. It just helps support the channel. And something I don't mention very often either, everyone. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, you're welcome to do that as well. You like the content you get here and you want to help support it, always very much appreciated. Of course, this content, as I like to say, is free to you folks to watch. That doesn't necessarily mean it is free to create. I mean, there's obviously a lot of work that goes into creating videos, from computer hardware to internet and all the good stuff that goes along with that for uploading and, microphones and stuff like that. So, like I said, for those of you maybe you'd like to support the channel in some way, a couple of ways you can do that. And as always, very much appreciated. Just out of curiosity, I mean, you know what? I'm not going to save this course, but let's just see how long it takes to generate a course here real quick. Make sure we turn off, bypass is off. Multiple tools, one, let's see if we can do 2 headlands. At the very least, I'm going to want 2 headlands, Evan. We'll see if we can do this real time here, and I don't have to stop the video here. That would be ideal, in my opinion, if I can just, hit generate. Might take, 30 seconds or something like that, and we can keep recording. I'm okay with that. When the course-by-courses start taking, 15, 20 minutes to generate, Evan, that's when it's like, okay, I mean, do you folks really want to sit and watch 20 minutes of this? Even I don't want to sit and watch 20 minutes of this, so... Oh, it is taking a minute, Evan. I'm hoping for 2 headlands, Evan, because... Oh, hey, look at that. That wasn't bad, Evan. That was not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it wasn't bad either. That was, maybe a minute? 2 headlands. Now, keep in mind, when I actually come to generate this course, Evan, I'm probably going to run 2 drills. Which, means we're probably going to have to purchase a second one, because I only have 1 at the moment, as far as I know. And if we run 2 drills, Evan, that should make the generation even quicker yet, because it'll be a much wider spacing. We're essentially doubling our spacing on it, so that should generate even quicker. Should, anyway, I would think. For hopefully probably obvious reasons, I am not going to be planting this entire field. We're going to let course by plant some of it. Actually, speaking of which, I should probably go around and check and make sure, lime and fertilizer. Well, I don't have to worry about fertilizer, but lime at least. Make sure the lime is good across all these fields. So, as far as equipment investment goes, I'm definitely looking at another drill, and then definitely a See and Spray sprayer. Which means we can pick one of the better brands, because there's only one brand in the game, I think, that has See and Spray on it, right? I don't know, do you folks know of any mods that have See and Spray? I can't say that I've seen a whole lot of mods that have that option yet, as far as, sprayers go. Oh, feels like we've been planting for a while, right? Probably haven't even made it around a quarter of the field here yet. And we started down by the road there. That wasn't even a full side there, everyone. And then we're what, maybe halfway down this? Probably actually good halfway down this side. We got to go around this yet. But then, yeah, we started down there. Now, it is a little bit hard to see on the map, Evan, but kind of that green line goes up through there. And if you can kind of imagine, kind of right to the corner where the number is there. I mean, could just make 384 part of this, too. I don't know. Might be easier. I'm not sure. Such a narrow little strip in between there. I'm actually surprised Horseplay does as well as what it does with that. I don't know, maybe some of the updates have actually finally fixed some of that. I know in the past, when Horseplay would really struggle with that. If you didn't have like a nice solid boundary between your fields, sometimes that Horseplay generation could go really crazy and you end up with parts of one field with another field and like, oh my goodness. So I'm actually surprised it's working as well as what it does here on this map, given the size of the map here too, right, everyone? As a reminder, we did delete out a portion of the field here. That little hook right there, we got rid of that. Now, I did keep the larger hook up here. Seems like it would be large enough that it wouldn't cause us any problems. And, yeah, like I said, it seems to be pretty good so far. You know, I guess if we really wanted to, I don't think there's actually anything up in these trees, Evan. I mean, if we get bored, we could just, like, get rid of the trees here and farm across this, right? Real life, this is probably, like a house up in here or something. I guess that's what it looks like anyway. Maybe a farmyard. Don't know. Still a little disappointing to me that like some of that detail is not part of this map. I mean, at the same time, I do understand possibly why as well. One, you know, it comes down to probably two reasons why the level of detail is not on this map. I mean, first off, the amount of time that it would take the mod author to put that level of detail on this size of map. Can you folks? Oh my goodness! Like, wow, it would take forever. This map would just, you know, like never be done. And then second off, if you do put that much a level of detail in, would this map be playable? I don't know, Evan. Would the game be able to handle this size of a map? I know Giants has made some serious graphical improvements to the game, but have they made enough? Yep, I don't know. Good question. Good question. For those who are wondering, by the way, so far the map has been more than playable for me. I mean, we're still nice solid 60 there typically. It does drop down a little bit lower at times, but usually we're usually running a solid 60, so. Well, I've been looking at the time here. Looks like it is about time to wrap it up here for this episode. So on that note, if you folks have any comments and or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, Evan, thanks for watching, and until next time.